Okay, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel Philosophy. My name is Fumani, and today I've got a very interesting topic for you. But before I do that, I'd like to express all the gratitude in the world for people who've liked my videos, people who've commented, and people who've subscribed to my channel. Guys, it's really appreciated, and from my side I can always promise that I'll give you more material and more information to ensure that your life flourishes. So let's get straight into the topic for today, which is actually the 4 laws of existence. This is actually part 1, in which I'm just going to explain briefly each particular law, these 4 laws, and how they operate. And in the second part, I'm going to now elaborate on as to how you can use these 4 laws to better benefit your life. So when I say 4 laws of existence, I'm not pertaining to our particular domain of experience on this planet and on Earth. What I mean is that there are more fundamental laws in which all beings in creation, all beings, whether it's within this galaxy, within this universe or other universes, all these 4 laws actually apply. It's the actual structure to existence. Okay, so the 4 laws are actually interconnectedness, change, infinity, and unconditionality. Right, so let's address interconnectedness first. So eons ago, centuries ago, a lot of mystical traditions such as Buddhism, Taoism, and Zen as well, other mystical traditions that I'm not mentioning as well, have connotated to the fundamental truth that we are all one thing, that individuality is actually an illusion, that there's no such thing as separation, there's no such thing as me, and there's no such thing as you. We are all one expression of one divine energy and one divine reality, and there's no way to distinguish one person or one organism from another, that we are all interconnected. Okay, so this is actually quantum physics actually dive deeper into the nature of matter, and thank God that they did that, because now we're actually realizing that these truths actually echo each other. The mystical traditions actually echo sentiments that are discovered in science as well. And what quantum physics have actually discovered is that there is no way to distinguish one subatomic particle, which is a very, very small piece of matter, from another. We cannot distinguish them at all, that they are all interconnected. And this is actually demonstrated in an experiment that was performed, which was actually called quantum, am I spelling it correctly? Yeah, okay, quantum entanglement. So basically what this experiment, what they did is that they took 2 particles, subatomic particles, and separated them through vast distances. So for instance, let's just say one particle was in South Africa and the other was in America. So whatever change that was done, the particle that was in South Africa immediately, instantaneously affected the particle in America. This is actually mind-blowing. So that basically what that entails is that any change that is made in one particle automatically affects the other, which means that there is actually an energetic connection that cannot be separated. There's one expression of an energy, and whatever you do on one expression of the energy affects all the other expressions of that same energy. So whatever you do as an individual is affecting every single thing that is in your immediate environment and also beyond unto the edge of the universe. Okay, so this of course is also extended with the Big Bang theory, in which the particle the size of a green pea actually exploded and created this whole universe that we see right now. And every single physical system, every physical object that you're observing in your experience and that is beyond your experience is actually comprised of that same material, that same particle that started out this whole universe. Okay, and conventional science as well is using the hologram theory as an analogy to the universe, that any property of a hologram, any piece of a hologram, contains the entire information of that whole hologram. So basically amplify that and relate it to our lives. Every single organism, every single physical system, every single thing, even a grain of sand, contains the entire information of the whole universe, that we can discover the universe studying one particular object, because that one particular object is an expression of the whole universe. And although it seems as if it's just one particle having distinct characteristics that separate it from you and me. But in actuality, in the deepest level of reality, it is just a reflection. It is just an extension of that one energy that all things actually share. Okay, so now I'm going back to the second law, which is actually the law of change. Okay, so this is more directly observed through our experiences. When you actually observe your reality at a moment-to-moment basis, you'll realize that every single moment is actually different from the previous one. That there's always a change, whether it's subtle or whether it's very apparent. There's always a change. There's no such thing as a moment that is literally the same as a previous moment. Continuity, the space-time continuum, is actually an illusion. There's no such thing as the past being related to the present and the present being related to the future. They are all one individual moment, and each moment, literally every single moment, second to second, second to millisecond, is a literal reality and an entire universe and one universe altogether, not connected to the previous moment and not connected to the moment in the future. It is one particular moment and it is constantly changing. Okay, so basically this can also be observed in the subatomic world, in which we can look at all physical pieces of matter. Say for instance this marker right here that you're looking at. When you look at it, it looks like a static object, but when you actually pry deeper into the nature of this physical marker, you'll realize that the subatomic particles that actually comprise it are in a constant dance and a constant flux, and this marker, although it appears to be static, is ever changing and it is in constant flux. It is never the same marker that you are observing right now. So basically with change, everything is in motion. There is nothing that is still, and it only appears as if things are still because our eyes are deceiving us. In actuality, nothing is still at all. And we can actually superimpose this on our circumstances as well, in our circumstantial events that we experience in our lives, such as getting a new job or losing a job, or getting married or getting divorced, or getting friends and losing friends. All these experiences are nothing but circumstances, and circumstances are subject to change. Every single thing that you experience in your life is subject to change. There is nothing that is permanent, and if a circumstance appears to be a permanent circumstance, it is only because we are holding on to an idea about that circumstance that is not allowing that circumstance to change. Okay, so you as a person yourself, you as a person are always changing. You are not the same person that you were a millisecond ago and a millisecond previous to that one. You are literally different, and you are different based on your ever-changing perspectives of the world. And the perspectives that you assume is changing your thoughts are changing your emotions are changing the physical chemistries in your body. The chemistries in your body are altering your DNA. Basically, what that means is that you are never the same person. You are always continuously changing, and the reason why it appears as if you are not changing and you appear to be consistent is because you're holding on to ideas about yourself that makes it appear as if that you're not changing, but in actual reality, in the deepest level of reality, you are continuously changing. Okay, so basically change is a fundamental law in life, and the only things that are not subject to change are the three laws that coincide with the four laws of existence. Okay, so that is change. Now we're going to infinity, the law of infinity. Basically what this means is that nothing has an actual start and nothing actually has an actual end. Take a tree, for example. Look at it and realize that trees actually create seeds, and then a seed creates another tree. So now let's try and pry into the origin of that tree. Okay, so there's a tree that I'm looking at right now, and let's try and get an origin from that. So you observe that tree came from a seed, and then that seed came from another tree, and then that tree came from another seed. You see, so it's this infinite loop in which we go on and on trying to get to the source of that physical object, but we can never get there because that physical object is an expression of infinity. Infinity doesn't have a beginning, and infinity doesn't have an end. Okay, so we can look at it with human beings as well. You can say, okay, there was a time when I was born, when I came out of my mother's womb and I started interacting with the physical world. That is not actually a time that you were born. You were still in existence within your mother's womb, and even as an embryo and even as a sperm. So you can never actually locate you can never pinpoint the exact time or exact moment in which you were born, because you were never born. And thus, if you were never born, you can never actually die. So you are stuck in an infinite loop of experience. Okay, we can even look at this through physical objects. We can dissect each physical object, any physical object that is in your purview of reality, and you'll realize that there is always more to see. For instance, the physical body. Dive deeper into the physical body, you realize that there's actually an intricate system that is underneath your skin. There are organs, and there are nerve systems, and there are veins. So when you dive deeper into that, you realize that you have an immune system that is comprised of cells. When you dive deeper into cells, you'll find that they're comprised of nucleuses, and in that nucleus there's something else to be observed. So every time you try and dissect matter, there is always something to observe. That is why when scientists are trying to discover the edge of the universe, that is actually an impossible feat, because the more you investigate the universe, the more you try and discover the edge of the universe, the more the universe actually expands and escapes investigation, because the nature of reality, the nature of the universe is infinite. So even the Big Bang itself, that was just the start, the initiation of our local universe. And just because that was the start of our local universe does not mean that other universes were not actually being created before that. That there were actually trillions of explosions that happened even before our particular explosion. So the universe is infinite, and everything within the universe is infinite in itself. Okay, so basically, in the law of infinity, there is no beginning and no end. All things are eternal. And we live in a finite world where it appears as if things are birthed into existence and then things come out of existence. But that is just the law of change that is actually happening. It is existence changing its form, but existence itself is always there, and it's always continuing, and there is no such thing as existence or anything within existence starting and ending. All things are in an infinite loop of experience. Okay, so the last law is actually the law of unconditionality, which is actually a word I've invented in myself. This basically means, and this is actually expressed in an idea that Seneca actually stated, in which he said the sun shines on the wicked as well. Okay, so I'm paraphrasing that, but basically what he's stating is that whether you're a good person or you're a bad person, existence will still support you. The tree will still emit oxygen to ensure that you have oxygen to breathe. The sun will still emit the UV rays to ensure that you flourish. So everything within your environment and your physical body yourself will continuously ensure that it perpetuates life, whether you're a good person or not a good person, or you're a bad person, an evil person. So existence does not operate on morality. Existence does not operate on whether you are a good person, whether you did good deeds, or you're a bad person, you did bad deeds. It operates on the fact that you are within existence, and anything within existence is actually supported. So in unconditionality, everything is supported. Okay, so let me just write down everything here. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if you're going to see this. Everything is supported. Okay, and also in unconditionality is the ultimate freedom to have infinite possibilities of choices, infinite possibilities of thoughts, and infinite possibilities of emotions. So you can assume any particular perspective that you desire at any given moment. Existence does not superimpose a particular perspective or a particular thought or a particular action on you. You have free range to decide whatever you would like to decide. and existence will further support you in that decision. So, for instance, let's go back to morality. If you decide to be a good person, existence will perpetrate that and ensure that you stay a good person, but it will also always give you the option of turning to a bad person. Conversely, the same can be said about a bad person. It will literally support you in being a bad person, but it will also give you the option of being a good person. So existence does not operate on morality, as I stated before. You have free range to make any decision that you'd like to make, and existence does not judge you for it. It only amplifies that choice. So what that means is that you make a choice right now, let's just say to take a particular course of action, and then it will give you circumstances that correlate with that action. No matter what that action is, whether it's detrimental for you or beneficial for you, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is that you are deciding. You have that free will, and existence gives you that because you are within existence, and within existence you have total freedom and you are supported in whatever it is that you decide to do, whether you're a good person, bad person, or whether you want to take actions that are detrimental for you or actions that are beneficial for you. You can even choose to harm somebody else and existence will still support you. So this, of course, can be taken into interpretation in the sense that people can now act in whatever way that they desire. Understand that existence also operates on karma. Okay, so the law of unconditionality also operates on karma. And karma is unconditional in itself because it gives you a reflection of the action that you have been participating in and gives you the choice now to continue to act in that way or decide to act in a different way altogether. So these are basically the 4 laws of existence, and these are basic ways in which they operate. Now in the part 2, the second part of the video, I'll elaborate more and as to how you can actually utilize these laws to better benefit your life and to ensure that you can actually create change. So thank you very much for listening to the video, guys. Please like, please subscribe, please share, and to end it off, as I always end it off, for those who seek no more, for in the present we find it all. Thank you very much, guys.